Good morning, everybody. Monday morning update. I'm sorry I got a little tissue in my hand today. I just got a nose that won't quit running today. The beauty of pollen in the air, or whatever you want to call it. And anyway, it's Monday morning update. It is May 31st. I have some scripture for you and then a couple announcements, so we'll get going on that. Scripture is in Galatians chapter 6. It's going to be 1 through 6, and there's just a couple things in here I want to draw out. Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. But watch yourself, or you may also be tempted. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you fulfill the law of Christ. If anyone thinks they are something when they are not, they deceive themselves. Each one of you should test their own abilities. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. Man, I'm going to put my finger there. That's a huge scripture. That's a huge statement Paul just said. You evaluate your life off of you. I don't evaluate my life or try to compare my accomplishments to anyone else, because I'm not anyone else. I'm me. And therefore, if I'm doing the best I can, failure, success, whatever, in God's eyes, I am doing it. I'm doing it. All right, anyway, I'm sorry. And then he goes from there. For each of us should carry our own load. Nevertheless, the one who receives instruction in the word should share all good things with their instructor. I think that means a tip, is what I mean. So you should tip your pastor on Sunday morning. I think that's what that last verse 6 there says, by the way. Okay, maybe not, but it sounded good. Okay, I'm going to focus on this verse 2. Carry each other's burdens, and that way you fulfill the law of Christ. How can we help in carrying other people's burdens? Well, prayer. To pray for other people. Now, I have to tell you a little secret story that I just happened to witness Sunday. As I was walking down the hallway to leave church. Church was over. I was done. I'd done everything I could that morning, and so, it was time to go out the door. And I'm walking, and I get to, where you can go into Fellowship Hall. And there in Fellowship Hall was a group, youth group really, gathered around one individual praying for them. And it's been a rough road. And so he needs prayer. And but for the youth group in that place to do that prayer, just, hey, they're getting it. So I hope you as adults are getting it. That we should pray for one another, and that we should surround people with prayer in times of hardship and trouble. And so be aware. People are talking to you. You know what's going on in the life of the church and with individuals within the church. And if you don't, that's nobody's fault but yours. And so there's only one way to carry each other's burdens, and that's that you know what those burdens are. And how do you help? I still say, through prayer. Through prayer. It's great sometimes if, like we get some people that come in every once in a while, and they make a request for assistance, and if we can, we help them, and things like that. But we can't do that as a continual stream. We just don't have the resources. But we can always do prayer. Always do prayer. Prayer never runs out of resource, right? As long as I have breath, and I'm still breathing, even though it's getting hard today, I'm still breathing, that we can pray for one another. So I encourage you to do that, all right? And remember that you are fulfilling the law of Christ when you pray for one another and share that burden through prayer, okay? All right, I'm turning sideways here. So it's help us stoke the fire, and oh my gosh, look at that. That poor lady is freezing down there. There is no fire in the fireplace. But look how happy she'll be if we can just get to a magic number. And this, of course, is for the boiler over in the Ed Wing. And yes, it's going to take somewhere around that magic $20,000 number to get to that nice little warm fire that she can work nice in there. But I want you to notice where we are right now at this very second. And I'm not worried about that at all, of course, because we're just starting it. We're not really even announcing this until this coming Sunday. And the Spirit will come upon us just like it did on Pentecost. And I have no doubt that we're going to meet that number and exceed it. And if we do exceed it, anything that we exceed, we'll channel into the property committee. So because there's always something breaking in this building, always. Okay, that's the one thing you can guarantee yourself in a course of a month anyway. Something's going to break in this building. That's just write it down. Write it down. And I'm not saying that to be gloom and doom. That's the reality of the situation when you have an older facility. It needs constant upkeep. All right. So anyway, help us stoke the fire, please. And you can do that with a check. You can just put the check in the offering plate as long as you identify well that that's what that's for. We are not asking you to use your tithes to do that. We need you to continue to tithe and give your normal gift. This is an above and beyond gift. And so whatever you feel you can afford above and beyond, like your pastor, he's giving up soda here for the next 6 weeks. And when I give up that soda, I will, contribute that to the boiler fund. So if it takes 6 weeks, for you, just give a small amount every week. That's totally fine. We will accept from 1 penny to, well, I don't know, if you want to give $1 million, go ahead. That's a little excessive, but if you want to, you're feeling the need, we won't stop you. How about that? But anywhere in that range, we invite you to give that gift from your heart, and just make sure it's identified as boiler fund, and then it's not cutting into your normal giving or your life itself. We don't want you to make a huge sacrifice. Giving up soda is nothing for pastor. Well, yeah, it is. Hold on. I better change my statement on that. It's a sacrifice. But it's okay because I can. Or give up McDonald's. I don't know what I'm actually going to do. I'm probably not going to give up soda. I may give up McDonald's. That's like $8 a day. I can do that. $8, $40. $40 times 6, $240. Ooh, I'm getting up there now. So I could do that. I hope Teresa doesn't see this to see how much I spend on McDonald's in a course of 6 weeks or a month. I could be in trouble. I should probably delete this one and start over. No, I'm not going to. Anyway, that's the boiler fund. Bible study is over. And so we won't start another Bible study until after VBS. And after VBS is over, then we'll start a new Bible study. Now, during the course of VBS, I hear Denise Prose is going to do an adult Bible study during VBS. So that'll be kind of cool, won't it? That'll be cool. And, Pastor is going to camp here with the youth here in a couple weeks. So pray for Pastor. Pray, share the burden. I know you guys don't want to go up there and share the burden, and I understand that. I'm not as young as I used to be either. And so this could be a really good challenge, running around at altitude, chasing junior high kids. Yike. That's either, I guess that you just call it what it is. That's pretty stupid, right? But, be a fool for Christ. That is about all the stuff we have. And so I invite you, 8:30. We did have our first service out in the Praise Garden, Rose Garden. It was beautiful out. That was a beautiful morning. Man, that was a nice morning. And we were outside at 8:30. Or if you want to come later, 10 o'clock here in the sanctuary is another option for you. And so we invite you to come to either one of those and share the good news of Jesus Christ with us as we, celebrate the goodness of God. So we have a lot on our plate. And I didn't even talk about yet that external mission that I believe God is calling us to. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm beginning to get some thoughts. And so look out. A pastor with thoughts is a dangerous thing. God bless y'all. Real good. Have a great week, and I will see you Sunday.